just snowballing as well. So we're going to go straight into the line of dawn, it seems, Mirko.
Yep, we're diving in instantly. Whoa, already crazy fights going on in the enemy jungle. City is actually going to be on the fanny. First blood over to the Burmese Ghouls as they try their best to secure the purple buff. Fumi echoes the roamer. Vival is the mid laner, so scratch all that, Arashi. They have changed a lot. Venus going to be able to find that Jikundo. Oh, be able to dash, disengage as well. Vivian finds it, flickers forward, gets a stun out to 2 members, and that's a kill over to Vival. Fumi Echo secures another. What is this? The rolls, Arashi, what's going on here? Vival is in the mid lane.
I have no idea, man. The Burmese Ghouls just go all in, trying to get the invade onto the purple buff, but Bigetron were able to secure it. Granted, it's not in the hands of who is supposed to go, but Vivian right now getting the purple buff and getting one more kill. Bigetron trying to match fire with fire right here.
My goodness, Shell though, gonna be solo killed actually in the gold lane by the Valentina. Seacup doing a good job securing a kill, getting them back to even. But if you look at the gold department, it does feel like Burmese Ghouls have a slight edge. Abyssal Arrow, they're not going to be able to connect, but that's going to be the Mystic Field. Lock and Coup in place. Regeneration popped in before he gets out of aggro, so it's not really going to help Coup get more HP. Venus is waiting in that bush, still looking for more here. Jumps into the Jikundo, but it is in Bigetron Era's territory. They will be able to disengage out of this one.
Vivian is still going in aggressively though. It might be a bit too much damage. The Terrify comes in. The Flame Shot is not enough as Bigetron will be able to back away. And despite being so aggressive, they're just not taking any L's right now.
Yo, it's a brawl right now in the mid lane. Cindy looking for the kills, finds it with the steel cables. And the Burmese Ghouls try to find a kill back, but they're not able to. Venus jumping in once again, looking for some more, but the Mystic Field actually catches 3 members. And Bigetron Era, they're deciding, hey, we're going to stick to that mid lane as well. Coup gets a trade back, and Chell jumps back into the mid lane. It's still everybody just clumping up to the mid lane. Arashi, what is this meta?
This is insane. And honestly, if you think about it logically, right, the more rounded composition means better late game. They are in possession of a savior that's going to be very damaging in the late game, as well as a Moskov. If they keep trading like this, Bigetron has a bit of an advantage. But even then, with all the aggressive early game damage, the base damage coming in from these major spells in the early game, the Burmese Ghouls were unable to get a decisive kind of victory in the early game. It seems like Cinia is the one that's just getting a lot of time to actually make plays, but cast a curse, man. I spoke too soon.
Yeah, just don't say anything, Arashi. Don't predict what's going to happen because it's going to go the opposite way. Vivian here finding that I'm offended. Going to be terrified down. That's a flicker over from Venus too, but she doesn't have the Jikundo or the Way of the Dragon just yet to actually go for that. A turret up top gets taken down. That's tier 1 in the gold lane for Bigetron Era. Even though we're literally dead even in kills, it's still Bigetron Era leading with a 2,000 gold lead here.
It's a very smart move for them to try and match the aggression, but still, leave their gold laner to try and get as much income as possible. And look at his aggressive play!
Chell with the Inspired 2, dealing the damage to take Hyung down. And now it's going to be Venus who is forced to back off. Seagull jumping back in, going to be knocked back. Vivian with I'm Offended finding Seagull, and that's a kill over. Vival finds the Mystic Field too. Sydney's looking for the Cutthroat, gets it down, but Ku's a bit too tanky to fall here. Venus with the Shunpu gets out. That's the anti-CC for you. Doesn't have the Way the Dragon, just gets it now. That's a lot of damage, a lot of poke, and another Mystic Field comes through, almost taking Ku down. Oh my goodness, that's an arrow from Chill.
This non-stop action right here, and Bigetron Era, despite having the less amount of engage, they're actually coming out on top, but look at his play!
Oh no, Lang! No! Oh, he flickers over to the Fanny who picks up the kill! And Bigetron Era are still in the lead. They still haven't left the mid lane, Arashi.
Oh my god. Again and again, it's the same thing. And now, Burmese Ghouls, they're still trying to go and contest this purple buff. It makes sense logically, but Cine is still trying to actually make all the plays happen. There's not enough pressure coming in from the Burmese Ghouls.
Cine going to be falling here in the purple buff. That's a 2-man stun with a Mystic Field, but the decimation from Ku finds another. Chell now jumping in. That's going to be another kill for Ku. That's a triple kill for Ku. And she's going in for a rampage. Another one, but she gets shut down under the tier 2. Vival picks it up. Walking through in the bush against Seiko, melee range. And it's going to be an equalizer for the Burmese Ghouls here.
both gold and kills more or less evened out, and now the Burmese Ghouls will be able to take the mid lane turret, so that's going to be very beneficial for them. But look at that, Vivian still making the plays happen, but at what cost?
Uh-oh, that's Rafaela falling down. Venus still looking for the Jikundo, has it, knocks her up here. Cine jumping in with the cutthroat, dealing the damage, taking a kill back in. Steel cables all around, just styling across the place. And that's Venus very, very low. Cool, he has that decimation, he's looking for it here, but she will not be able to find it just yet. Vivian disengages properly.
We were talking about setup and neutral objectives. This game has none of that. Look at the turtles, right? Not a single one has been taken, I believe. Both teams are just going for lane domination and then structures afterwards. So this is a wild performance from both these teams. Definitely not what we expected. I did say I predicted a violent, vicious game, but not like this.
You predicted right. That's what I have to say for you. But it does seem like the Burmese Ghouls just literally don't care of the side lanes here. Vivian's going to be caught in. Venus looking for the Jikundo. Finds the way the dragon, but it's the angle that's not just right there. Vivian actually gets out, gets the kill back too. And remember, they are ignoring the side lanes. The Fanny's just munching on the tier 2 down below, and it will be a kill over another structure for Bigetron era.
They just played the macro game so much more calculatively, and we talked about setup, but look at Shell making the plays happen right here.
Oh man, that's a double kill. Just popping in. With 3 spears in total, she was able to find that double kill, and the split in the map, the way they're able to do it, just forces the Burmese Ghouls to respond. It's always Seiko on the other side of the map when they want to look for these 5v5s. It's not going to happen because the baptism connects onto Ku, and that's the damage to take her down. Venus wants to get something back in, but without the flicker, she can't really be looking for that way the dragon play.
We're talking about the win conditions where the Burmese Ghouls need to stall, need to play calculatively, but they're just going in again and again. And right now they will be able to pick up a kill, it seems like. But nevertheless, it's only the Roamer and Bigetron era are still having so much more pressure around the map. And speaking of Bigetron, Shell actually built a Golden Staff on that Moskov, so that's an interesting itemization choice. Usually we see a lot more critical, a lot more attempts to go for the burst damage, but going for the Golden Staff might be a new approach that they're trying out here.
The attack speed meta here for Moskov. Vivol, though, going to be caught in. That's a lot of damage placed in as well as the decimation that's going to come through. Ku finds the kill, but will be traded back through. Chell finds it back. Killing spree for her. As Hling looks for another, but it is just going to be a 1-for-1. The jungler for the mid laner. So still, technically, do I even call her the jungler? She doesn't have retribution here. Chell, though, jumps in, finding the stun down, but the way the dragon locks her up, as that's going to be the baptism to try to find a disengage. That is just not ready for Bigetron era.
Your gold laner making solo plays, engaging onto your opponents.
Cine.
Definitely not the normal approach. Cine goes aggressively, gets a kill against 3 people, essentially solo. Everyone's just making solo plays right now.
Vivian too, the rover, she's actually split pushing the mid lane here. She's able to dish out quite a bit of damage for that on that tier 2 as she looks to disengage. Ku still looking for some more here. Remember, she brought the execute on the Martis, so there's no purple buff taken for her just yet. Wait, do we have a remake? What's going on here? It's going to be a surrender for the Burmese Ghouls. I'm not too sure what just happened there in game number 1, but Bigetron era will be able to take the game.
Did they?
Is it a remake? I have no idea.
Is it the retro?